The only time I've ever really been afraid was in my mid-20s when I had what I can only describe as a mediumistic experience, because up until that point I had been very sceptical. Until you actually experience something like that, it's not going to change your mind. And when it happened to me, it freaked the heck out of me, basically. And I backed away from the paranormal for many years. But when I returned with a very, very open mind. One of the great fascinating parts about doing this kind of work, you know, the more you do it and the more evidence you see, the more you want to carry on and find out what is actually going on. When you're doing paranormal investigations, it's very easy to take the scientific angle all the time. I prefer sometimes to try a more human approach, and that's just simply ask, do you wish to talk to me?
You can't see anything.
You can't help but notice or sense the ghosts that are here, because there's so much kind of energy in this building. I mean, in many ways it's kind of like a prison, probably worse than a prison really, and I kind of dread to think what memories still linger within these walls. I was him for a minute. It's the only way I can describe it, really. Move away. We got to help him. Hang on, we're coming. I've done probably hundreds of investigations over the years, and I've never come across activity like that. Took the photograph and, hey presto, we've got a beautiful looking orb, one of the best ones we've ever got. But looking at it now, it looks like dust to me. Probably on my top 5 scariest places I've been to in 10, 12 years. I would be in no great rush to come back here.
Do you think you've seen a ghost?
He's trying to kill me.
If so, you're probably not alone.
I can't get out. There isn't a way out.
But would you ever imagine that even the latest technology could prove ghosts exist? For 3 months, a team of ghost hunters have ventured to some of Britain's spookiest places to prove the paranormal.
I could see you.
Places where the ghosts of those who died horribly apparently choose to return. And haunted homes where spirits seem determined to let their presence be known.
Oh my God!
What's that? Look!
Look up on the ceiling. Now, this is supposedly a watermark, and compare it to what Maz drew.
But one thing's certain, chasing ghosts can be an interesting business.
You're not on my list. What are you doing here?
It looked like a figure of a tall, slim lady. It was very frightening.
Fantasy
Is there somebody there?
has become fact.
The atmosphere in here is electric.
If I'm not careful, I'm going to go into trance, and I don't want that to do that now. So can I stop, please?
Everybody can go to the light. Everyone.
Don't know what it was, certainly wasn't us. And it's physically wrenched the cables out of the minicam.
When I get to that point there, I just felt like somebody was trying to stick their fingers down my throat.
I've never seen anything like that.
There is quite an oppression here.
I can see a woman.
They think she's been touched by the devil.
Yeah, I must admit, it feels a bit odd up here.
I can see someone else with me.
I've seen Maz go into some sort of characters before now. I've never seen anything like this one. This was something else.
Nothing could prepare the ghost detectives for what was about to happen next.
The supernatural. Think of this as a box of hidden secrets that has remained undiscovered for centuries. In this 6-part series, we plan to unlock that box and explore the mysteries that have, up until now, been classified as phenomena.
Do you believe in ghosts? Are poltergeists merely a figment of our imagination? And can psychics and clairvoyants really speak to the spirits of the dead?
Now this place is supposed to be home to a poltergeist. I think you'll get more than you bargained for if you spend the night in here.
I must admit, the feeling was pretty spooky.
For God's sake, Charles!
Always remember that it's the living you have to worry about, not the dead. Happy Halloween and thanks for watching.
Hi Graham, we spoke on the phone recently. I'm the landlord of the Eight Bells pub in Old Hatfield. The building dates back to the 16th century, and like any property of that age, we have a number of ghost stories associated with us. Several of my staff have allegedly felt or heard strange things in some of the rooms, and I personally have encountered something which I can't explain. Would you and your team be interested in mounting a paranormal investigation of the pub? We are spread over 4 floors and a winding network of rooms and passages. We can let you and your team have a free run of the building any night after closing time that suited you.
It's definitely haunted. You've got resident spirit here, and you've also got passing spirit. They feel my energy. They know I'm aware, if you like.
We're here tonight to actually find out if we can come across any paranormal activity or any proof to substantiate ghosts.
Well, it's strange, you get the comments from all the people who stay here that you go in there and it's almost like you feel as though you're being watched. It's uncomfortable.
It's feeling very cold to me. Now I feel really low.
You should be imagining there's a door wide open. Allow the emanations to come through.
The paranormal investigator's job is to go into a reputedly haunted house where there's been reported sightings, etc., strange smells, do all the experiments, we rip the results to bits and hopefully find that 1% that's missing, because 99% of evidence in this type of field is always dismissed.
Some believe that restless souls roam the earth, unable to leave the world of the living. But despite a property's sinister past, 37% of Britons say they'd buy it anyway. Coming to the rescue are Chris French, a professor of psychology, ghost hunter Mark Webb, paranormal investigator Andy Matthews, and psychic Mia Dolan.
Evil can only come by invitation. It slips in when you do a Ouija board or a seance. Because what you do, you create a portal. Anything could be in here now.
Going over into night vision now.
Nobody feels like
It's like every time I look, I feel like I can see something out of the corner of my eye.
My heart is racing.
We had a seance.
You did. You don't like that corner.
Get us out, get us out, get us out!
It's creepy. You can see shadows over there.
Did anyone else just hear a bang?
It just feels like I'm not on my own.
And there was a
glow around the edge.
glow around the edge.
I feel like something's touching my face.
Just heard what I think was a footstep.
I'm getting quite frightened now.
Hang on, we're coming.
I've never come across an activity like that that's happened within one night.
Quite extraordinary, really.
And what I also saw was a figure standing at the bottom of the stairs. Stabbing pain in my eye.
I need to get out.
Because it seems to be you three that are getting all the attention.
Well, I think this is every ghost hunter's dream, and it's a typical haunted house.
I can see someone standing by the window.
Maybe there's a more natural explanation.
Quite bewildered.
If you haven't lived in a haunted home yet, maybe one night you will.
Ever stood in an empty room and felt you weren't alone? Psychic investigator Andy Matthews has.
Whatever is here wants to be known, it wants to be recognised.
For 10 years, he's been chasing the spirits of the dead, and he's not the only one.
I think he wants us to know that he's here.
Absolutely, I believe that.
Marion Goodfellow is one of the UK's leading mediums.
I was born on Halloween, just before midnight, and I am the 7th daughter of a 7th daughter.
Something's down there.
The Northern Ireland Paranormal Society are all about the science of ghost hunting.
If you have a message to pass on, please do so now.
The kind of results we're looking for is hard evidence.
Together, using clairvoyance, historical data and an arsenal of high-tech equipment, they're investigating Northern Ireland's most haunted places.
There's something banging around somewhere.
Somebody they believe. The question is, do you?
Yes. Yeah? Yes. They do have a ghost in the bedrooms.
I've never seen anything quite like that before. If it is what we think it is.
I'm headed towards an old mountain cottage in the woodlands of Fermanagh, home to one of Northern Ireland's most infamous cases of poltergeist activity. Have you ever had any experiences yourself?
After about 6 pints.
Definitely speech, but it doesn't appear to be English. Sounds French to us.
There's definitely something going on here.
You can't help but notice or sense the ghosts that are here because there's so much kind of energy in this building.
I mean, I've strived for years to try and prove what I get is real. For the first time in my life, I've heard it.
I can't see anything.
When I actually called, I felt shivery.
When I saw a side profile of a man.
This door opened. It actually gets into bed with you. Some people report voices beforehand.
It was quite frightening at the time.
99% of the time you're out on a paranormal investigation, you're perfectly safe. You know, spirit can't hurt you. I don't know, on this occasion, there are scratches on it.
Don't be shocked by anything that you feel, smell, sense here.
Picking up a smell of smoke. Is there anybody here that wishes to speak to us?
Fuck off, I'll punch you, Pearson.
The problem is when you're looking for ghosts, the most important thing to remember. What's that?
I didn't jump, it didn't scare me. It was nearly as if there was someone else.
Did you take on all his emotions?
I was him for a minute. Move away. Knives, cutlery, metal objects, even pens throw themselves across the room. Sounds like poltergeist activity. The ghost walks this area.
Their energy was all around me.
Do you hear it?
As children. Could you make a noise? Does not want me here. Into the light! Doesn't want us here. Doesn't want anybody here. Into the light!
I never used to believe in ghosts. Phantoms of the imagination. Tales told to scare. Surely not real. Or are they? Whether believer or skeptic, the tales continue. The spirits of the dead said to be around us. Watching us. Listening to us. Even talking with us. For many years I've looked for proof and sought the answers. Do ghosts exist? Many believe. The question is, do you? A little pub called the Fox Inn, which apparently has many instances and reports of apparitions, whisperers.
It's freezing cold.
Something hit me in the face.
We've had shadows being seen, we've had footsteps being heard.
A red-coated soldier appeared at the foot of his bed.
I just dropped everything and ran.
Everything, the classic haunted house scenario really has come alive at the Fox Inn.
Something is there.
Would you make contact with me in some way? Shit. Was that you?
used to believe in ghosts.